It's a barrel strength rye from Woodford tonight. Barrel strength. It's 125. A victory, you get a 125 barrel strength rye. That's just the deal. It is Friday, February 20th at 9:58 p.m. We're at the 4-minute break. It's 3 minutes and 34 seconds left, I think. Your Purdue Boilermakers are up by 32 points on the, I don't know. We don't even need to mention by name, do we? Purdue's kicking IU's ass, and it's going well. Where can you get my sweatshirt? Let's talk about that first. Head over to homefieldapparel.com. Grab a sweatshirt just like this with the Boiler basketball script. Tonight, Purdue's blacked out, and they're wearing the black Boilermaker script uniforms. Unusual look at home. Also, when you've just watched Purdue kick the hell out of their rival, what do? Well, you head out of Mackey and you head towards the fire station. When you get to the fire station, turn left. Go in there where everybody knows your name. You know who's going to know your name? Adam. He's going to know what you want, too. Burgers, beef, beer. AJ's. AJ's got TVs on the wall. AJ's got the best staff in town, the nicest people, full stop. And you can watch and you can bask in the glowing glow of a victory with your friends at AJ's. Burgers, beef, beer, a pint glass with a Boiled Sports magnet at the bottom of it if it's game day. Murphy is in the game. That's kind of a victory cigar, I'd say. Burgers, beef, beer, that's AJ's. EatAJ's.com. All right, so what did Purdue do well today? Well, they played a very patient brand of basketball. Right now, I use the free throw line, 3:28 left in the game. What they did is what they should have done in Bloomington, and that was, number one, come out hard on defense, play really hard on defense. Number two, take what you're given on offense. Don't try to get too cute. Don't try to bomb threes. Go at their weakness, your strength on offense. Have the bigs hammer inside, right? And tonight it was TKR who set a tone early just by playing really tough. IU couldn't match Purdue's physicality. IU got in a lot of foul trouble. I think they have either one or two guys fouled out already. Enright is fouled out. He fouled out about a minute ago in playing time, and Reed Bailey has 4 right now. It's the other guy. Enright looks like somebody said Joe Dirt. I think it's a good comparison. But the bigger thing with Enright is every time he gets a foul whistle on him, he acts like he can't believe the ref would have the gall to blow the whistle on him. And I watched these fouls, and I'm like, dude, you fouled him. What the hell, And he fouls out a lot. This is the 6th time this season. Jack Benner, a little turnaround. Wasn't a foul. I don't know what that was. Purdue turns the ball over. IU's going to get back. IU down by 30 with 2:58 left. It's very possible I'll be done with the entire postgame by the game's over. I'm just kidding. But Purdue's physicality set the tone, and Purdue's defense was great. They giving very few open looks. So one of the things that I think annoys Purdue fans more than anything is the choice of leaving a shooter open. They really didn't do that very often. And I was coming into this game, I always worry about leaving DeVries open. He's a good shooter. Like I said before, he looks like a guy who plays church league, and he looks older than me somehow. And I've got to be double his age. I have to be. But let's see, what do they keep him with? He's got Tucker DeVries has 11 points and quiet game. Only shot the ball 6 times. On the other side, like I said, Traekov Benren has 20 points, 6 boards, 5 assists. That's an okay game if you're into that sort of thing. Oscar Clough, quiet offensively, but he kind of turned on a little bit. He's got 6 points, but 8 boards so far. And 3 assists. I don't think he'll come back in the game. I don't think he's coming back in. I don't think Smith's coming back in. I don't think Lawyer's coming back in. And I don't think TKR is coming back in. Right now you've got a lineup of Jacobson, Murphy, Omer, Jack, and I missed the last person. But Omer Mayer is the most recent story. If you like recency bias stuff, he just took the game over. Paint took Smith out, I think, to give him a rest so he could put him back in. Instead, Omer Meyer's like, you're not going to need to put him back in. I'm just going to bomb. I think he hit 2 or 3 threes and a 2 all in a row. Just an incredible explosion for Mayer. Mayer right now has, in 19 minutes of play, he's got to have more than 19 minutes now. Let me reset this. I don't think this is live winding. Yeah, just 19 minutes of play. In 19 minutes of play, Meyer's got 18 points, a rebound, and an assist, and he is 4 of 5 from 3, 6 of 8 from the floor. Right now, Jakari Harris is driving on IU. He's in the lane, blocked, pinned against the board, and looks like IU's going to get the ball at the other end of the court. I was out of bounds. So Purdue ball. Minute 40 left. The clock is moving a little bit quicker than it was a minute ago. Purdue is only up by 27 at this point. Aaron Fine's coming into the game. He's about to check in. Let's keep going with the stats. CJ Cox, in 19 minutes of play, only had 2 points, had 2 boards, an assist. Again, no turnovers. He doesn't turn over the ball. He just doesn't do it. Braden Smith in 29 minutes of play, so he got a lot of rest, was very resolute. From early on, he was looking for his shot, and he hit a couple really tough buckets early. 15 points on 5 of 10 shooting, only 1 of 2 from 3. But I think his first shot put Purdue up 3-0, if I remember correctly. So interesting, the early indicators weren't anything like the game. Smith ends with 15 points. 2 boards, 8 assists, so he's back at his, he's not quite at that 8.9 average that he had coming into the skid a while ago. Just 1 turnover. Again, that ratio is the key to the whole thing. And when he's up hovering around 6-1, 7-1, 8-1, really good things happen. On top of those 8 assists and one turnover, he also had 3 steals. Fletch Lawyer, big game, 27 minutes, 18 points, 5 of 5 from the floor, 4 of 4 from 3, playing excellent ball, playing motivated ball. And my favorite play of the whole game was Smith putting 2 IU players on skates on the right-hand side, going through a spin, could have gone up, laid it in. Instead, he kicks it out to Lawyer in the corner. Lawyer hits the 3, forces IU to call a timeout. And I think that was the last time we saw Smith, Lawyer, and TKR, if I'm remembering correctly. Jacobson fouls one of the IU players. It's 58.3 seconds left, 91-62. Purdue has pushed the lead back to 29. IU at the free throw line. So the beauty of the 3 seniors, the 3 core seniors, Meyer comes back in the game. Jacobson is out. Jacobson fouled out. But the beauty of this game to me was seeing those 3 guys play with tremendous rhythm and play a fun brand of basketball. TKR was getting hung on early, got a little frustrated, which he's known to do, but kind of dealt with it and really made IU pay for trying to do too much on defense. And they were trying to do everything they could. Darn it. Oh, good, they got it. Fine gets the ball 90 feet from the other basket, gets across the timeline, works on IU's defenders, kicks it over the corner to Murphy, who's wide open, and he front rims it. Darn it. IU ball, 42 seconds left, still 91-62. I'll keep going down the line. Daniel Jacobson in 14 minutes play had 6 points, just 3 boards, and an assist. Did they just break into live action? No. That's a great play by Smith. So Fox Sports gives the player of the game to Smith. I don't know about that. I think I would give the player of the game to, I would have gone either Lawyer or TKR. But, and the reason I would do that is TKR set such a physical tone of the game. IU had no match for him. And that's something, when my son gave me his keys to winning in Bloomington, he talked about taking advantage of IU's inability to get physical inside. And instead, Purdue really didn't do that all game. Purdue was resolute. They were good all day. Purdue's going to improve to 22-5 here in about 34 seconds of gameplay. It's 91-64. Something good is about to happen because my family room's ahead, and Fine hits a layup through contact. That's awesome. Makes it 93-64 with 24 seconds left. IU bringing the ball up, and the clock is rolling. This is one of those games where everything went the right way. And this is one of the games that when you talk about Mackey Magic or whatever, the lift from the crowd, this was it. And it's one you're waiting for. 93-64 is going to be your final. The clock is running out 4, 3, 2, 1. And officially, Purdue is 22-5 on my app. It switches over. IU falls to 17-10. IU is officially on the bubble. If not on the side of the bubble, they're in trouble. And yeah, the paint crew was awesome today. They were great all day. I don't know what else I really have to say about just the live gameplay, but I'm extremely happy that this game happened, because if you guys saw my unusual pregame show, I talked a little bit about the lift from Mackey and how much I wanted to see it. The funny thing is, if you watched some of the body language again, these guys are just dead steady, the seniors. And I'm talking about the core three, not including Clough. They just are steady. I will eventually get to see their comments. If you're here, you're going to miss them too. But the good news is YouTube is working tonight, so you get to go back and watch them afterwards and enjoy the afterglow for maybe an hour and a half on this game. Need to be in verse is here. He's the first one here. Coach Payne is talking to Allison Williams right now in the victory, after the victory. Need to be in verse is here. M3 adjuster is not first. He's second. Boiler in Texas. He says Meyer, baby. Yeah, Omer really made an impact. He played the game that my wife has been wishing for him to play. If I'm being real honest, she was very excited, a little too excited about that game. Let's see. Jim Garfinkel here says we haven't hit 100 yet, and this is one of those things, Jim, almost like us getting cute with saying, having how many guys are we gonna have in 20 get 20? Oh my gosh. They did it. That's one of those things at the beginning of the season. By TKR, I stopped counting, but by TKR getting 20 points, I think that's the 6th or 7th Purdue player to get 20 points this season. That was one of those games we were playing early on when Purdue was rolling through teams. Now that we're focused back on the right things about how they play the game, winning really matters, that sort of thing. But that's a big deal. That's fun because TKR, I think many of this season saw him leading Purdue in scoring a lot more often than he did. It just didn't happen very often, right? And not that the season's over, but we are officially in the home stretch. I think we can say that. Let me look at like I said, next up is Michigan State on Thursday at Mackey Arena again. After that, you've got two games that are dicey because they're on the road and they're versus teams that have everything to gain, nothing to lose. And Purdue has everything to lose, nothing to gain. That's where you have to be really businesslike when you play at Ohio State and at Northwestern before coming back to Mackey for Wisconsin and senior night. So let's get back at it with you guys. The Noodle says, I don't want your sweatshirt. I want my own. Okay, so that's, yes. So, but you can have my sweatshirt. You can have one like it. Mine is weathered. Like I said, you can get one that's fresh, so fresh and so clean. Head over there. You should get your own. I actually have two of these. Well, my wife got one. I got the other one. So, I actually ordered one and it was too small. And so I had to go back and get a second one. So she got a real cozy big one, and it still didn't fit me. Boiler Up Hammer Down says, twice in one day. What is this, leap year? Exactly. What a blessing. It's a Christmas miracle. Greg McManus is here, and he says that the game is still on. Well, sort of. And I've got my son trying to call in. My son, who I don't know if he's listening or watching, he is at his dorm room. Well, he was a little ill. He missed the game in the paint crew, which is lousy. But I'll catch up with him after we're done here. He had a rough afternoon. Everybody, in our family now, everybody but my wife has gotten sick in some way. I had the easiest one. I just had a cold. But he up at Purdue got a different one. He got a little stomach bug. No fun. And to miss that environment, I'm sure he's upset. I feel bad for him too. Greg McManus says a bourbon kind of night. Yep, I went rye. So it's a barrel strength rye. So Denver Graham says Purdue 89, Gap Tooth Goblin 57. Yeah, that's this is funny. I think they said is only. Hey, did you say IU has one kid from Indiana or none? One. IU has one kid from the state of Indiana, and I know they're in transition between coaches, but here are some fun facts. Okay. And I wanted to bring this up in the pregame and I forgot. I read an article called The Golden Tier of NIL payments in college basketball. And there's like 7 teams in that golden tier. And all those teams spent $10 million or more on their basketball roster. IU is one of those schools. Part of that's because of the rebuild. They had to go out and get everybody fresh. And when guys are there's like kind of a loyalty thing that happens where I say, I don't need to get the market value. I'm staying here. And But when you're building from fresh, from the ground up, you have to pay them more. But IU, this is a case in point, and I know many of you say Purdue needs to open the checkbook and just write a blank check and pay them whatever. Well, Michigan, it worked. IU, it did not work, right? And the funny thing in the article, like I wish I could remember the source, and Purdue is listed in the second tier of NIL payments and total NIL money, total roster worth. The funny thing about this is all kind of, it's hazy, it's gray. I don't know if it's true, but estimating by what they said, they didn't give any numbers other than golden tier was 10 million and up. They said Purdue is in the next tier. I don't know if that means 8 or 9 million. I do know Purdue's in a pretty good place. If you want to go back and talk about my optimism about how this team's still pretty good, just go back and watch my pregame, my week wrap up. And I think you'll see that things aren't as bad as you think they are if you're one of those people that has been just beside himself with the, how many losses are we at? 4? 5 losses. So Miami of Ohio is playing Bowling Green. Miami of Ohio is still undefeated. They were tested a little bit, I think, last game. No, maybe not. They won by 12 last game. And now they're up 67-54 to Bowling Green. The problem that Miami of Ohio has, they're finally ranked. They're 22nd in America, and they're getting no respect. There are many people say that they may not get in the tournament if they don't win the MAC championship. And they're only like in the 80s or high 70s, according to Ken Palm. In spite of that record, in spite of that, it's 26-0 record. It's crazy. All right, back to the show. Doc Kevin says, good foot on the accelerator win. Very, very, very good point, Kevin, in that Purdue did not let up. They never let up. And it didn't matter. It didn't matter who was in the game. They all got the memo. They're not going to let up. And that was the fun thing, right? If you look at this, I haven't looked at a chart of this game. I will look at it after we get off here. But if you look at a chart of this game, I guarantee it's a completely linear chart where the lead just got bigger and bigger the entire game. Yeah, this is pretty awesome. They have those probability charts. I use best odds of winning came in the first minute of the game. And it was Purdue had 80.3% chance of winning the game at that point. From there, it just went down. Let's see, at the half, Purdue had a 98.7% chance of winning. And then the second half, it hovered around 99.9 the entire game. If you're into that sort of analytics, that sort of data being crunched, it shows you how linear it was, though. It was an incredible game because you look up, Purdue's up by 11, they're up by 13, they're up by 15, they're up by 17. It was very, very workmanlike, and you love to see it. Let's see. I'm going to go skip down a little bit. Jim Garfinkel says, Purdue goes wire to wire with no breakdowns. That's a nice change. Yep, same point. Nate Dolan says, Biddle on Oregon is clearly the oldest looking guy. He's clearly the oldest looking guy in the Big Ten. Man, I'll tell you what. I think DeVries, whatever, how you pronounce it, is right there with him. And that other guy on IU is not young looking. The guy with the blowout, he's not a young looking man either. Tom Wichlinski says 29-point win. I really wanted a 30-point drubbing. Feel so unsatisfied. Exactly, Tom. So, and I think many Purdue fans got greedy tonight, and it's okay to get greedy on that one. Yeah, I am Saluki. He says, good game to get our mojo back. Absolutely. Motor City Boilers. He's talking to Greg. Todd Bertulis has a very, very easy name to read. Says, that was awesome. We are back, baby. I don't think we went anywhere. I'll be honest. I think it's nice to see. The big thing is you love to see a business-like win where they just stay at it. The thing I think you're going to see from here out, I think they get it. This is what I was talking about in the Nebraska game. I swear I saw that corner turned. Even in the loss to Michigan, the fight was there the entire game. You hate moral victories, especially for a team as good as Purdue, and they're really good. But I think they get it. So Matt Keller has a great point. 65% field goal from for the Boilermakers. Let's look at that real quickly because there's a couple stats that are a little eye-popping. First one is wild. Purdue is 65% from the field. Second, they're 56 from 3, and that fell off at the end because a couple guys missed that off the bench. On top of that, They didn't get that magic free throw percentage of 72% that I like, 68%. On the other side, IU only shot 60% from the free throw line. IU shot the three pretty well, 35%, 52% from the field for them, but 65%. And the reason, I think this is pretty simple. If you watch that game, if we go back and watch this, which some of you might, you'll just see a team that was very smart. They didn't take any junk. They didn't take any stupid shots in the first half, and I think that's the whole thing. And they really let TKR go to work. I think that was the biggest thing. It wore IU down. It got IU in foul trouble, put IU in a position where they were trying to do so much on help. And then when they finally leave somebody open, you'd see Fletch pop out and hit a three. I think that happened very early in the second half. Very, very good to see. Nolan says, Omer Mayer is a dog. Absolutely. Mason Benitez says, bring this into tourney now. Yeah. So, yeah, let's get through this Michigan State game. Let's see what they do on Thursday, because that's another big test. It's a legit big test. It's at home again. Paint crew, I'm going to expect a lot one more time. Yeah, that's a big game. And then you say, how much business does this team have on their mind? And you see how they handle Ohio State and Northwestern. Indy GST says, best game we've played all year. Beater Jung says, I'm really surprised that Murphy hasn't been a bigger part this year. Me too. And I wish I knew the reason for that. And I have not heard anything good about that. I haven't heard anything really about it. So I wish I could give you more information. I don't have it. Kyle Thomas says, this team turned a corner at Nebraska. I completely agree with that assessment. Michigan, just insane. Yeah, I agree. Jerry Huff says, Meyer was on fire. Happy to see that kid cook. Nice to see Human Victory Cigars playing, getting playing time. Lee Starr says, proof Omer needs more minutes. He does, and he'll get them. Patience, Grasshopper. Things are coming. I think good things are coming. Here's the thing. The now is really good, and the future is really good for Purdue. And the past is pretty good. And that's the thing. That's this program's in great shape. I know many people everybody gets frustrated when things don't go exactly the way we want them to, but things are good. Things are really, really good. Andrew Nelson said, can you imagine being a 6-seed Power 4 team with your reward is getting an undefeated Miami of Ohio? God, no kidding. No kidding. There's some teams you just don't want to play in the NCAA tournament. Another team I really don't want to play. I really don't want to play BYU, and it's because, what's his name? Player of the Year candidate. You don't really want to play. There's a lot of teams like that have one guy, right? You don't really want to play North Carolina either. North Carolina is going to be, they have the talent to be much better than their record. Kentucky has the talent to be much better than their record. There's some of these teams where you're just like, man, and that's why the tournament's it's just all pitfalls. It's all a minefield. And that's when I start saying it's so hard. Remember at the beginning of the season, everybody was talking about, buy your Indy, your Indy tickets now, buy your tickets to the Final Four. I was just like, man, that's such a tall ask. I know this team is capable of getting there. I mean that. But at the same time, I also know how difficult this format is. It's just, it's not going to be chalk. It's not. Sam says, is this peak Purdue or emerging Purdue? I think it's emerging Purdue. I think there's much more in the gas tank. So just my take. Blake Vidmer says, great defense tonight until about 10 minutes left when they benched the seniors. Marshall Briggs says, solid performance, good win for the good guys. Boiler up, hammer down. Boiler in Texas says, great way to start the weekend. Now, I get married tomorrow, and Purdue is rolling. One of those is a bit more important. Cheers to you. That's great. Congratulations, and hope it's as much of a blessing as my marriage has been so far. For me, it's been tough for my wife, though. Salty says, BTFU. Yo says, finally, an all-around great game. Great ball, great floor movement. Agreed. See if I can get down a little bit here. Alex Bear says, won by 44 in 1969. So I don't know. Oh, somebody must have said something up here. That's the problem. When I start skipping through, I know I missed some. But it's a big differential. So 44 is huge. It's ridiculous. Michael Hogue says, feel sorry for the people who mortgaged their homes picking IU to cover and win. I don't know why. I said it earlier. I don't know why you'd bet on college basketball, but word, Michael. I agree. T Mel says, my 2-year-old daughter, as I turned it off, said, can we watch it again? I love it. I love it. That's heartening. Afmos ND says, hopefully Meyer earns some more PT. The problem is there's just so many minutes, right? There's only so many minutes. It's coming for him. It's coming. Agreed, though. He played great. Rico Longoria, I nailed it. Without any spaces. This is harder than it looks, especially on the fly. Rico Longoria says the ceiling is the roof. Exactly. North Carolina. Jordan, ceiling is the roof. Let's see. Let's get down here. Matt Fair says TKR being featured like last season has steadied the ship. It really has. It's a good point. See if there's anybody else I haven't read from. Esimom? I don't know. Talking to T Mel, I missed it. So generational says, or Generation 2, can't tell, says, thank God Iowa State, Illinois, and Michigan did not follow suit. Man, I'm missing that. Derek Mulligan says, biggest win in the series since 69, that 44-point game we just talked about. Michael Hogue says, B. Dowd, thanks for the 2 shows tonight, and when you're going to be back at AJ's. I don't know when. I'm trying to get up in the next couple of games, so we'll see. Max Barnaby says, happy Friday, B. Dowd. Happy to join in the tradition of the victory drink. Today was proof that when the big 3 are hot, this team looks real good. Yeah, and this is a different sort of game because IU tried to be a wet blanket in the style they played, and Purdue kind of just didn't let it happen. Pretty incredible effort for Purdue. Great coaching for Purdue's coaches. Very, like I said, the discipline there to not try to do too much and not try to get outside the system was a big deal. Jeremiah Easterbrook said, royal beatdown, electric atmosphere. Awesome. Andrew Schultz says, I thought this game was tomorrow. Oops. Nice surprise to see the BS headline in my recommended videos. So, that's funny. Yeah, it's an unusual Friday game, and it was made for TV. And if you had the volume button on, you had Gus Johnson, and it was Steve Smith, not Jimmy Johnson, assaulting your eardrums. I'm trying to go back see if I missed anybody. Somebody got mad at me for missing them in the pregame. I didn't see their name there. Nothing personal, guys. Impact says Peerless right tonight for me. Peerless, classic. Good stuff. Let's see. Anybody else? The other thing is YouTube hops around. I don't know if I've explained that to you. I can't show you my screen, but literally the thing will jump, and then I have to. Like I missed Alpaca Herd saying amazing game, but DJ was okay. Just not his best game. I agree. Brock Stepler, I missed you too. Said boiler up, man. If this Meyer shows up from now on, big things ahead. Yeah, that was really really good showing for him. Seeing if I make sure I got everybody. I don't see anybody else up here, and I think that might be enough to call it a day. And I apologize if I miss you. I try to make sure to read at least one comment from everybody. If I missed you, I apologize. The thing jumps on me, but then I end up doing this, just kind of you guys watching me scroll, and that's not good. That's not good YouTube television. Yeah, that's it was fun. It was a fun game. Like I said, Purdue's in really, really good shape. Beating somebody like a Drum. I don't know what the computers, how they view this anymore. I don't know what the algorithms say when you beat the hell out of a team, when you beat a team by 29 points, but it sure feels good as a fan. So that's nice. Next up, Michigan State, and they have almost a full week. You've got until next Thursday at 8 p.m. is Michigan State. So you've got a weekend to enjoy college basketball or the fun and frivolity of what is the grayest time of the year in Indiana, late February. Regardless of what you do, God bless you. Enjoy the victory. Wear Purdue clothes and let IU people know quietly that you're still here. God bless you. Hammer down. We'll see you.